Hello, I'm Mr. Zettler. I'm your instructor for the Programming Essentials 1 course offered by the Grand Forks Area Career and Technical Center. This video is just a little bit of an introduction to myself so that you might get to know a few things about me so that you understand a little bit better how to interact with me. I'm sure you don't treat your mother the same way that you do a friend, and that's because you know some things about her that are different, and you have a different relationship with her than, say, your friends for the most part. Maybe even better example is you even have more than one friend, I hope, and you probably don't even treat those two friends the same because you know some things about them and the things they like and their background, and so there's different ways to interact with them and be most effective with them. So that's a little bit what this video is about, just to tell you some things about myself so you can get to know me a little bit and better interact with me. This first week in the class will be about you getting some information back to me about yourself so that I know how to better interact with you. So just a couple of things. I have a beautiful family, in my opinion. I have a wife who works in the workforce and is a manager for Pretzel Maker in the Columbia Mall. I have two children, and this is a little bit of a dated picture. Mrs. Zettler would be upset actually if she knew I was using pictures this old, but I kind of like some of these pictures. But my son actually is working on his associate's degree in networking and computer maintenance right now. So as you can see in this picture, he's a lot younger there. My daughter is a sophomore in high school right now. So a lot of my time out of school is spent with them and supporting their activities. I grew up on a small farm in a rural area north of Devil's Lake. So in the map right here you got Devil's Lake in the picture, and our family farm was about 20 miles north of there. So I know what it's like to grow up in the countryside and have responsibilities that you have on a family farm. I went to a small Class B school in Starkweather, North Dakota. So I was involved with a lot of activities going to school there. We all had to be. If we were going to have a sports team in the different sports, you had to have people involved. I was also involved in speech and drama and student council and everything else, you name it. Probably wasn't a star in any of those things. Basketball was my best sport, but I was kind of interested in all of them, and I think it's led to some coaching opportunities down the road since I liked all those activities. Once I graduated from Starkweather High School, I went into the United States Navy. What I did in the Navy was I worked on nuclear power plants. One of my jobs was maintaining reactor plant water chemistry. Another one of my jobs was monitoring people's exposure to radiation. So they were highly technical jobs where I learned a lot of technical things. I lived all over the world while I was in the United States Navy. Most of my time was spent on this aircraft carrier here, the USS Enterprise, but I did live in a lot of cities like Orlando, Florida, Alameda, California, Norfolk, Virginia, upstate New York. So I lived in a lot of different places and had experiences with that. And I liked that job, but one thing about it was I had to move around a lot, and I really didn't want to have to move around and have a family at the same time. So I moved back to Grand Forks, North Dakota, went to UND to get my bachelor's degree in social studies. In the meantime, while I was doing that, I was working full-time for Walmart Corporation. I was a manager for their Sam's Club here in Grand Forks. Now you might think that's a job that doesn't relate very much to technology, but it really does. The reason why Walmart is the #1 retailer in the world and seem to be taking over the world as far as retailing goes, Grand Forks is going to have two Walmart supercenters now and a Sam's Club. And the reason they're good at it is they were the first retailer to be really good at managing inventory with computers. So in other words, when an item got scanned at the checkouts, there'd be a replacement item getting put on a truck somewhere and shipped to there almost right at that same moment. So many retailers do that nowadays, but Walmart was kind of the first at it and gave them a head start, and that head start has really benefited them. Once I finished my bachelor's degree, I was a teacher in the middle schools here in Grand Forks. I was a teacher at Valley Middle School. I was a football coach, a basketball coach, and I taught 7th grade geography. I also was a boys sprint coach for Grand Forks Central, which I still do, by the way. That's the only coaching assignment that I still have. But now I went back to UND and got my master's degree in instructional design and technology and started teaching IT classes, programming, networking, computer engineering. So I do that here at Red River High School and for the Grand Forks Area Technical Center, and I'm a coach for Grand Forks Central. So I wear hats at a lot of different schools still to this day. And so here at Red River, I do some things with programming. Cisco Networking Academy is a big thing here. We do a lot of networking projects for the schools, and I teach those courses. It's not all work though. In the summertime, I like to golf. I work at a golf course. I work at the golf course at the Grand Forks Air Force Base, and like I said, we have a summer program for our networking academy as well. So those are just a few things about me. It's probably more than you care to know, but based on that information, hopefully you have gained a little bit of understanding about me and now have an understanding about how you might interact with me. I look forward to learning more about you as I interact with you in this course.